have for you in this video is a thing I'm calling Battle Drills. Battle Drills is a video series designed for poly gamers like myself as a quick reference to rules that you already know and you've played, or perhaps a quick reintroduction to some rules interactions you might have forgotten with time away from the game. So whether you're coming back from a bolt action binge and you want to jump into some Spectre, or you're done playing a 9th Age tournament and you want to play some Ultra Combat, these series of videos are designed to help bridge that gap between the rule systems to get you on the table playing the games you love. So I hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching. This episode of Battle Drills is all about grenades and Spectre Operations. So I need you to take your Spectre Operations rulebook out, look at page 53 under Advanced Combat Rules. We're going to be using the targeted and inanimate object or point on the battlefield rule. So this rule states, instead of rolling against a defensive roll, you're going to be trying to beat a flat score of an 8. So an 8 or higher means you can throw your grenade or shoot at a point on the battlefield. So we use this for grenades, for underslung grenades, also for shoulder fired rocket launchers, missile launchers, frag grenades, whatever it may be if you're shooting at infantry. In this scenario, the French Foreign Legion soldier here behind the wall is going to throw a grenade to the roof to try to take out that machine gun nest. So after declaring the target, check for range outside the first range interval of 6 inches, but within 12 inches. So it's going to be -1. He's throwing at a point, so there's going to be no cover bonus for the soldier up in there. He's just lobbing a grenade up in there. So -1 to this roll. It's a 3. So it's a 2, and that's going to make it a 7. What's going to happen here is it's going to scatter. So because he did not hit this target, it's going to scatter. You can use the scatter template Spectre gives you. You can use the scatter dice you get from Games Workshop, or you can do the old-fashioned method of finding the 1. So right here for this video, we're going to find the 1. The blue dice is going to be the scatter dice. All right, so it's going to go 1 inches, and you can see where that 1 is, and it's going to go that way. So the point was up there, and it's going to go 1 inch to right here. Now the grenade's going to go off as normal. It has a 3-inch blast radius. However, everyone within 1 inch of it is in the kill zone is going to automatically be killed. So that French Foreign Legion soldier right there would die. So what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate the reverse of this, because I want to show what happens with a blast. So we're going to add a wall between these two guys. Now we're going to run this scenario the other way. So that French Foreign Legion soldier on the top is going to throw his frag grenade at that French Foreign Legion closest to the camera. All right. So same modifiers, -1 for outside his range band, trying to beat an 8. A 4. So that's going to drop down to a 3. I'm sorry, he's not trying to beat an 8. He's trying to score an 8 or higher for an inanimate object. So he does score an 8 or higher. So it's going to hit. It's going to hit directly on this model. Everybody within 1 inches is going to die from the blast. And everybody with 3 inches is going to be affected. Now that model right here is in full cover. He's not partially in cover. So on a 5 up, he's going to be affected by the blast of the grenade. If he was partially in cover, it would be a 4 up. So it's a 6. So he's affected on the grenade. He has body armor, so lethality is normally a 4. Now it's going to be a 5. All right. It is not going to kill him, so he's going to be assigned the wound marker right here. And he's also going to be, this guy's going to get removed, and they're going to get 2 suppression tokens because the frag grenade, double suppression. So 1 frag grenade, 2 suppression tokens. And now let's look at other types of grenades. So we're going to demonstrate stun grenades. So this model on the bottom is going to throw at a point right here. We'll call it that point in between both models for a stun grenade. So he is, in this scenario, inside his first range interval, so there'll be no modifier, and he'll need a 3 because his shoot skill is a 5. He rolls a 4, so that stun grenade is going to go off, and everybody within 3 inches is affected. And what happens with a stun grenade is all your stats are reduced to 1 to the end of this combat round. Next, we're going to show smoke grenades. So same scenario, unwilling to cross the open ground. The French Foreign Legion soldier behind the wall is looking to gain an advantage from his comrades on that side of the wall. So he's going to try to throw a smoke grenade right here. It's within the first range interval, so there'll be no negative modifiers. He's looking for a 3 or better to accurately throw his grenade. He does. All right, so what happens is you have a 2-inch smoke template. Now, the rules don't state this, but we assume when we play in our gaming group, you basically call it, for all intents and purposes, infinitely high. So that will block the line of sight from there. But if you're playing on some type of crazy like soul table or multi-lever table, you might want to think about redefining how high smoke goes. But for these purposes, infinitely high. And now 6 more smokes are going to come out from that point. So we're going to use our D6 as a directional device. Again, you can use the scatter templates, or you can use the Games Workshop old school artillery scatter dice. So we're going to look for the 1. And the 1 is facing down. So the second piece of smoke is directly in place. So we have 6 smokes that are coming out. So that the first one and the second, and now we have 4 more left. So 4 more smokes got to come out. And as you can see, it's going to go right here. And you just connect them and make a daisy train of smoke. 3 more left. That smoke's going to stay right there. 2 more left. That smoke is going back. 1 more left. And that smoke is also going back. So here, just because a dice roll is a very small amount of terrain, was effective, but if you think about Spectre Ops and the 90-degree frontage of your base where you can shoot, both these models are not going to be able to shoot this turn. So he effectively shut down this section and set, if he had any other forces on the table, to flank that position. Now, we've played it and we've had situations, where this thing has completely daisy-chained and blocked a whole bunch. And also we've played it where it's come back in your face and not really done anything. So as the rules state, when you throw your smoke grenade, it's a multi-blast 6 times with a 2-inch. These are roughly 2-inch with the cotton balls. So again, just a technique that we use to just keep the rate of play going, get the effects that we desire by doing the rules, and moving on with the game. So with the next step, we're going to talk about a different type of grenade. The last type of thrown grenade we're going to demonstrate is a Molotov cocktail. Alright, so a Molotov cocktail could be used in infantry to throw at infantry, but it's also an area denial weapon. So the rules of the Molotov cocktail, they have a range interval of 6, just like other grenades. Incendiary of 1 inch, so that's going to produce a 1-inch basically fire template that if you want to move through it, you'll have to take an agility test. And that would also be one of the advanced rules, moving through flames. And also a smoke of 3 by 1 inch and unstable. So if you throw this weapon and you roll a 1, it explodes. So that's exciting. Alright, so in this scenario, we'll have a Molotov cocktail. Normally you wouldn't see these type of weapons used or employed by professional troops, but for the scenario they are. And he is going to throw his Molotov cocktail right there at the point of the doorway. So he's just kind of trying to deny the French Foreign Legion soldier on the ground the ability to move through that doorway. So he is going to roll a dice. He does not roll a 1, thankfully. So what happens is it's going to hit. So right where that was, there will be a flame marker. And everybody within 1 inch will be affected. So the lethality roll is a 6. but he's wearing body armor. So he would roll on the casualty table, but because in our gaming club we don't do that, we just give him a wound. He'll take a wound. And what's going to happen now is there's going to be some smoke affected here. So there's going to be 3 1-inch smoke. So it's going to stay there. So you have 1 and 2. And 1 goes that way. All right, so all 3 of the smokes just kind of go right there. And now what they've done is they effectively shut down that doorway because that doorway is now on fire. So what would happen is if that French Foreign Legion soldier wanted to go through that doorway that was on fire, you'd have to use the Move Through Flame special rule. So the Move Through Flame special rule, he has to make an agility test. His agility is a 4. He passes. So then he would be able to move through. If he did not pass his agility test, he would take a lethality roll of a 6 up. So again, with body armor, wouldn't be affected. But that would give him, either make him roll on the bleed out table or give him another wound, and he's already wounded. So that would effectively kill him. So that is the last of the thrown grenades that we're going to show here. And now we're going to show the underslung grenades. Underslung grenades or underbarrel grenade launchers are the same way as regular grenades. However, there's a minimum distance of 6 inches. So as long as you can clear that minimum distance of 6 inches, you can shoot your grenade launcher. Also, they have the advantage of the range interval is 12 inches. So these guys are well within their first range interval. So again, he would need a targeting roll of a 3 or higher. He does. He beats the 8 for shooting at an inanimate object. So it's going to hit him. And since these guys are so nicely packed together, they're both within the 1-inch blast. So what a savvy player would do, what we would do here, is, we would say that they're aiming at a point in between the 2 models, and that would cover both models. Or you could say a point here, just some place they can see, right? So the point is not to be cagey or gamey. The point is just to speed up gameplay and try not to get bogged down in unnecessary rules. So that would be how an underslung grenade launcher works. And to be honest, we're not really going to go into shoulder-fired launchers, but if you're shooting RPG frag warhead, you'd have the same procedures you would do for a grenade or an underslung grenade launcher, underbarreled grenade launcher, except your range intervals are higher, your minimum firing range is higher, or it's the same as an underslung, and your kill zone is a little bit bigger. So for an RPG, the frag's 4 inches, but you have a back blast area of 3 inches. So you just got to make sure you keep that area clear, otherwise you're going to harm the model. So if you don't have a clear black blast area, you're going to trigger, if you're shooting an RPG, you're going to trigger the back blast rule. And that rule can be found on page 82. So the blast discharges to the rear in a 30-degree arc. Individual weapons descriptions state how far back it extends. So in this instance, it's 3 inches. Any model within the blast cone are hit with a lethality roll of 2 up. If the weapon is fired in a building and the black blast cone touches a full wall to the rear, all in the room are stunned for 2 turns. So if you're shooting an RPG, make sure you have your back blast area clear. And if you're shooting inside of a room, just hope it's a big room, or be prepared to not use that soldier for that miniature for 2 turns, because all his stats are going to be reduced to a 1. Now there are more grenades that I didn't cover. There are more shoulder-fired launchers. There's the pirate gun, multiple grenade launchers, stuff like that. But the basics that we went over here in shooting an inanimate object or shooting a point, and how the scatter effect works, are the same for all this. So use these basics and apply them to the different rules that you have, or the different weapons that you have. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Battle Drills. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.